Hey, good morning. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail channel report. Now, we're going to make it quick this morning because Mary's got to go.
Mooney Gap.
But we're definitely going to get some weather out, and the water report. It's most important. All right, go ahead, Mary.
All right. Thank you, Donald.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it's 54 degrees and clear. Can hear the birds singing. It's a gorgeous morning. Yeah, isn't it nice?
Yeah, it sounds like he's right there.
It sure does. So today we're looking at a high of 73 degrees, a mix of clouds and sun. The winds will be between 10 to 20 miles per hour with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible. Tonight, 49 degrees, some passing clouds, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. Up on Blood Mountain today, high of 64 degrees and sunny. So everybody that's summiting today, you are going to have an amazing view. Winds will be 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. And then tonight, 48 degrees, mostly clear, 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts to 30. Make sure you're checking for those loose limbs and branches on the trees when you're setting up your camp. Water's good out there. Still need to top off at Hawk Mountain just because there's always a dry spot from Hawk to Justice Creek. Want to make sure you have enough water and don't get dehydrated. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Donald now, and he's going to talk about some other stuff we have going on out here. Donald?
Thank you, my friend.
You are
Great
welcome.
job. All right, you're welcome. And so, Memorial Day weekend, super busy time. It's here. Does it go Monday or does it go Friday?
Monday.
So it's going to go into Monday.
Right. Some people will get a 4-day weekend depending on
Like
what their
Friday,
job is.
yeah.
They'll do Friday through Monday. I noticed that with a lot of hikers in the years past. They take an extra day off so they can have a 4-day weekend out here. Yeah,
sweet.
So, yep.
That's the right thing to do too, man. That gives you a full 4 days to hike, man. And if you're gonna hike from Amicalola to, a lot of people do Amicalola or Springer to Neil Gap, that 3 or 4 days is really good. That way people can come in, drive in, we pick them up, we drop them off at drop point. A lot of them, if they're going to Springer, they'll either stay up at Springer Mountain Shelter or they'll go down to Stover Creek, which is, 3 or 4 miles. I think it's 4.5 miles. No, wait, I apologize. It's like 3.5 miles, I think, from the top of Springer. And so I could be wrong on that. I can't remember anymore. But it's somewhere around there, man. But anyways, that's what they'll do. Or they'll do like a Neil to Unicoi, or some people will finish off Georgia. And that's another thing we're doing is making some shirts that say, I hiked Georgia 78.3 miles, and some stickers. So those will be coming. Give us about a month, maybe, I think, man, we're designing the stuff right now, but we're gonna have those shirts, and we're gonna try to keep a simple design so it's cheap and not like the Grateful Hiker shirts. I really hate the prices we have to charge, but they're so expensive because of the colors and the way that we have to do the shirt, man. So I mean, we could take colors out, but then it would take away from the design. So I like quality. Yeah, man. But we will have some of those shirts, and so that's what happens on Memorial Day weekend and other types of weekends too, man. Not just Memorial Day. So there's lots of schedulings going on. We have lots of movement going on out here, man. It's super exciting. The weather's just starting to get better, man. The trees, everything's blooming, man. It's so beautiful. Like she was saying, the birds are out, the deer, everything is out, man. And so super awesome time. There's lots of construction going on everywhere. So when you GPS something, man, add a half hour, man. Just add a half hour. It's just best thing to do. We have learned that when people look at the GPS, even us, throughout the years, man, we have made it's a golden rule in our game, man. You always, depending on where you're going now, but we always add a half hour time, man. We just don't play around because you just don't know what's going on out here. I mean, a dirt road could be smooth one day and just all tore up the next, man. And it will stay like that for a while, which will slow you down. And so we always add a half hour out here or an hour if we're going down to Atlanta. I always go for the most time because, or I always add the good amount of time because I would rather call a hiker and say I am going to be early than call a hiker and say I'm going to be late.
That's right.
And we're not perfect by any means. We've been late before for different reasons, but I do not like calling and telling them we're going to be late. That means we have to pay them their money back, and figure something out. Normally we don't call in late, man. But like I said, I just like to add time, man. It's just the safest thing to do. Plus load time, man. You don't just pick the person up and they just jump in your car and you go. You got to load them up and get them buckled in and then everything's situated and then you take off. Yeah, you can't rush, man. Rush means accidents. That's just all there is to it. When you rush, man, you're not paying attention, and it's not about getting there as fast as possible. It's about getting there safely and as fast as possible without speeding and taking risks, man. It's already risky out here as it is, man. I mean, so many obstacles from people speeding and cutting you off and, just a lot of stuff out here, man.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles.
I do want to add to the information about construction out here. It is springtime.
I wanted to actually say Fontana Dam. That's not what you're going to do.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that for just a second. Down in the city and up here in the mountains, being springtime, they're doing a lot of construction. Over the weekends, I don't know if they're going to do it for Memorial Day weekend. They do sometimes not do it down in Atlanta. From Friday at 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. Monday, and of course, being a holiday, they may not do it because of all the traffic. They are running one lanes going north and south, so you have significant delays down if you're coming up through the city or going down out of the city. Yeah, 75, 85. So keep that in mind. Other holidays they have postponed it until the following weekend. Up here, we have the construction if you're going between Blairsville and Woody Gap on 180, right there by Lake Winfield Scott. There is construction going on out there. Now, I have sat there between 10 to 20 minutes as I've been going out to Suches. So if you're heading out that way across 180, keep in mind that might cost you some extra time. And then Fontana, the construction that's going on from Stokoa side going up, and specifically when you're coming up out of Robbinsville, heading up past Stokoa Gap down, if you're going to Fontana Dam, there is significant delays in there. It can take up to, I'd say 30 to 40 minutes sometimes, because the last time I went through there, they had 4 separate arms that go up and down that make you stop and wait for traffic to come. It's making it a one lane. So keep that in mind if you're heading out. That way, you can have extra time padded into your travel plans.
That's
28 and so let's just keep a little extra time out there. We like to update as soon as we know what's going on with construction and anything that's going on out here. But I'm going to turn it back over to Donald now.
That's some good information, because a lot of folks, man, get caught up in that if you do not inform them of the delays. So it's best to have knowledge of everything, man. That way you can time accordingly and make sure that none of us are late. I always tell everyone, man, or I try to, that, add a half hour, add an hour, man, if you're coming up from Florida. Because we're super thorough with everyone anyways, so just in case, man, that way they know. Like, we had someone last week, man, that was late for Waya, man. Or excuse me, was it Waya? It was Fontana Dam, actually. They were late. And it was because of the Atlanta traffic, man. It's bad down there, man. When you GPS something at, 8 o'clock at night, it's not going to be the same as when you're rolling through, man. And keep that in mind, guys, when you're timing stuff out. That way everyone's on time. All right. And so that's what we have going on. Today today we're going to be, you're going to Mooney Gap, to Deep Gap, to Unicoi Gap, to something to Springer Mountain, right?
Springer, going back to Young Harris.
Yeah, that's the hikers that we dropped at Deeport, right?
That's right.
Yeah, super nice people. Didn't you just pick them up the other night too?
No, I picked up some folks. John had actually called me and said there's some hikers up here at Neal Gap and they need to go to town.
I thought it was John.
I don't think they had a signal or something, and they were super nice people too. Got them down. They actually started at Mooney, and they're hiking to Woody Gap.
Which hotel did they go to?
They went down to
Best Western.
Best Western. Saw the 2 bears, and they saw.
Yes. That was John and his wife.
No, but they didn't know if it was a pheasant or a grouse giving them the runaround. Pretty much not happy about them being right there on the trail, because they were assuming that it had some eggs it was trying to protect. So they weren't trying to harass it or anything. They were just trying to get away and out of its way. And angry little bird. There's new creatures being born out here right now. It's springtime, and the mothers are super protective, of course, like all mothers are. So just a little extra space when they're doing their thing with their babies. That's what I have.
And so Jordan today is going to be going to...
He's going up to Morgan Gap. Focus
to
out to,
Dix
yes,
Creek.
yes. And then later, I believe he's got a pickup at Woody Gap going to Springer.
Good times, man. And so they have been widening the roads down there at Springer Mountain. And I think that honestly, man, I've been saying this for years, guys. In the past decade that Mary and I have been here, I've watched this place transform, and they have been widening the roads and laying down new tar and widening USFS 42 and other dirt roads, and just going up to it's just going to Springer and stuff, man, that it's really smoothed out and widened up. The 6 Mile. Now, there's some other roads that are not so kind, man, but they are definitely widening up and building this place up, the infrastructure. They're putting in fast food joints everywhere, restaurants, everything.
I did want to mention also, if you're going between Blairsville and Young Harris on your way out or from Hiawassee, there's a lot of construction that's been going on out there for at least the last year or so. And sometimes you do have a 1 lane with significant delays. So leave a little extra time if you're going between Blairsville and Hiawassee also.
Nice, man. And so I was actually shocked that when we went up through, because I hadn't been up through there in a while, man. And so we usually don't take that road, we'll cut through. And I like back roads. And so we'll take every single back road to skip these main places. I don't even like to go to town, really. And so I do have a shop there, so I have to go sometimes, man. But normally I don't have much time to escape and get away, because we promise the hikers a safety net. And when I leave my spot and get in a vehicle, I'm not only taking up a seat, I'm also taking a chance of going into a no signal zone. And so when the hiker needs us, I'm not there. I've gone back on my word. And so I try to keep my word as much as possible, man. I mean, there are times that you just can't, but that's why I don't get out much, man. And I do a lot of work around here, man. And that has to do with, if you don't capture the call immediately, like the first call, they're going to call someone else. And so I'm always manning the phones, man, to make sure I get that phone call, man. And so that's just the way business is. You got to be there, man, and be the first one so you can strike when it's ready, man. You know what I mean? You got to be the first one to catch that call, or they will call the other 15 million people that are out here, man. So you have to sacrifice, man. I mean, I love doing this. This is what I love doing. So I can't see myself working for anyone ever. So, you know what I mean, man? This is a blessing. But seeing all that work and stuff, man, going on out there it was actually shocking, because they're clearing up a lot of stuff, man. What are they putting in there, man?
I think they're widening the road, and they're probably going to put up some buildings.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's really, they're widening up that road, and there's a college down in there too, man, called Young Harris College. So there's a lot going on up here in North Georgia, man. It's progression, I guess, man.
That's right.
Anyways, as you all can see, Mary and I have stepped up our game a little bit. I'm going to try to get this working today with this video. Hopefully it does. I don't know. Maybe you'll see the green sheet until I figure it out completely. I'm going to have to buy some more pieces to the puzzle. I need one of those gaming computers, I think, man. And unfortunately, phones are like this big, and I'm probably going to have to get a new phone, man, because my little iPhone mini 13 is giving me some issues, man.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, and I really like that phone, man, because it's small. And all we do really, man, is, talk on our phones and text, man, and do videos. And so the video part and the apps, man, is the issue with the phones, man. I only have so many gigabytes on that phone. And so it's hard to do videos and, the bigger apps, man. I can't even load on there because I don't have enough gigabytes, because I've got all types of things going on there. So we may have to, do some different stuff. I want to get a camera and stuff, but we are going to be stepping our game up a little bit and trying to do something different with our videos. And so now that we have some time, and we can get that done. But so please bear with us while we learn, man, and we will make some good stuff, man. Give us some time. That all being said, Jordan's going to be doing just a few shuttles today. I will be here. Mary's going to be, of course, out in the no signal zones. Jordan's going to be moving around, doesn't answer the phone anyways for people. So, but I will be here to help anyone that needs any assistance. So feel free to call anytime, man. I'm here. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you. I'm good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. One love. Have a great day. Peace.